Hi everyone, it's great to see you. I'm out on my deck this morning, and one thing I noticed as I did a quick look around is that the deck planters, although they are looking beautiful, there is one sad sweet potato vine here. So you're going to notice that sometimes something like this happens, and you see that there's a problem with one of your plants. The first thing I did was to sort of assess how the other sweet potato vines and containers are doing. We have had a ton of rain. Everything else is looking fine, which makes me think it's probably not that overall we got too much rain or overall we need fertilizer. It seems to be something specific to this plant. And this time of year, as we enter fall, if you have your planters going like this, we now have very large plants in smaller containers compared to their growth. So you're going to find that some of them start to struggle because of that. The first thing that I'm going to do is check the water here, and it seems like there's plenty of water, which makes me think probably the drainage to this particular area is blocked, which is pretty common because we have this huge root system now going on, and the roots can even grow right through those drainage holes. So I'm looking at this, I look at the leaves. Usually too much water is going to be the yellowing of the leaves like this, and then after they yellow they just sort of shrivel up. Now as I touch this, this is not like the brown shrivel of it baked in the sun. These are damp feeling, like you can feel the moisture. So I know this is not a sun issue, this is too much water. So these particular planters, if you look underneath, they sit over the deck, and because obviously we don't want the actual deck railing to be blocking the drainage holes are in this part that sits over the edge. And there's only one little drainage hole here and one little drainage hole here on each side. So I'm going to grab something sharp, pokey, and go and just make sure that that drainage hole's cleared out. So hopefully this works. This is just a little piece of bamboo stake. And I can just fit it in that hole, and I'm just going to press it up as far as I can and clear that out. Okay, so hopefully that seems like such a really simple fix there. Hopefully that will do it. Now the sad thing is, once your leaves start to look like this, these do not come back green. So you do need to trim off those pieces. Grab my pruners, and with this sweet potato vine, these are so soft you can probably just like snap them off, and that's fine. Whatever works for you. I think that's going to be easiest for me. So I'm just going to go through. This is kind of like the grooming that we do to keep our coleus looking good. You just sort of walk around, and anything that looks like it is not looking beautiful, you can pick off. These sweet potato vines will send out some nice, new, fresh foliage, and you'll have it looking much better quickly. So I'm just going through here. Anything that's dry, these come off really easy. If you have like a whole branch that has died, you might want to clip that whole branch. Underneath here, this whole piece looks pretty sickly, so I'm just going to snip that whole piece. There we go. And already you can see, there's enough green here that once you get these pieces out, it's not going to look nearly as bad, which is good. And you always want to try to catch things like this as quickly as you can. So, that little daily walk around your yard, it's amazing what you can find. And, small problems don't have to become those big problems for you. Okay, and with all the weird weather we have been having, you never know. Right now we've had lots of insect problems that we haven't had in the past. It's been very wet, so we're seeing a lot of fungal problems that I haven't really seen in the past. So always a good idea to sort of keep an eye on something that if you can just go in and open up a drainage hole and fix it, that is great. Okay, we're almost there. This time of year, a lot of the undersides of your plants start not to look great either, just because it's later in the year. And you can always just sort of lift up your plant and trim the underside sort of back and off. You don't need your plant putting energy into those pieces that you're not even going to see. Okay, so my potato vine here is looking skinnier, but that's okay because we know how sweet potato vine grows. It will poof out quite a lot now that I've given it the chance to have that water drain, and we have it looking much better. And I'm going to keep a close eye on this one. So just in case that wasn't the problem, I'm going to be noticing, do we continue to yellow? And it's about time for me to give them some more plant food anyway. So I'll do that. And this time of year, remember, you're not really fertilizing a lot, but for your annuals, a nice water-soluble fertilizer that you just mix in with your watering can is really good to keep them looking green and keep them going into the fall, because I feel like we're going to have a nice fall and have lots of flowers. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.